Well, good evening, everybody. Dan Cucimillo along with Eric Romo here as we bring you the daily saga of the most boring baseball team in America, also known as the San Francisco Giants. I mean, I haven't watched the A's. What are the A's, like 3-16, 3-17? They're probably worse. So the Bay Area's got, let's see. Did Flores got tagged out there? Did he get himself hurt?
Yeah, he got out.
Yeah, I wonder if he got hurt trying to avoid the tag. Let's see what's going on here. 2 down. How many strikeouts? They've got
12.
a dozen, I think.
They got 12.
Hey, they hit their average.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Wait, there's one more at bat here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what Ruff does.
Yeah, and it looks like, let's see, the ball hit the bag with Flores, the third. He throws him out. Flores tried to avoid the high off throw, and he looks like I wonder if he'll probably be out.
Probably.
Oh man, what a night! What a night! I'm telling you, dull. I fell asleep in the 5th inning, and I was like, who cares? I can't watch this.
Right.
The most exciting thing tonight was Brock Purdy, and this got announced, and he was there at the game with his girlfriend, and he got a big, ovation, and that was the only thing to cheer for. Maybe Brett Wisely getting his first big league hit, but this is a sad group. And everybody thinks that I'm just turning my head a little bit and seeing what's happening here with Ruff. Everybody thinks that Haniger when he comes back and Slater. Well, we've seen Austin Slater. Okay, is he going to make that much of a difference in this lineup? Come on. Look at this lineup, what they put out there tonight. Estrada, right-hander. Flores, right. Ruff, right. Davis, right. VR, right. Yaz, left. Bart, right. Ramos, right-handed. And then Wisely, left-handed. So let's say they put Slater in there and Haniger. All right? So you've replaced 2 right-handers, and maybe you take Wisely out and Yaz, and you've placed him with Slater and Haniger. Is that a major improvement? I would say Slater and Yaz is a wash, and Slater does a little bit better against lefties, but they can't beat this team with all right-handed batters.
Exactly. With seven of the 9 right-handed. Yeah.
7 of the 9 batting right-handed. So what are teams doing? They're just, Lucchesi, he was nothing coming into this game.
This is his first game back from Tommy John, by the way.
Yeah, and he goes 7 innings, gives up 4 hits, 9 Ks, 2 walks, 97 pitches. They can't hit any. They just can't hit. I'm just, man, if I'm a team playing the Giants, I'm like, oh, well, let's call up our couple of lefties from AAA.
Yeah.
Or even AA, because this isn't much better than a AA or AAA team. I'm telling you, I was starting to watch the River Cats game because they're more interesting to watch than, in fact, I had it on earlier on my phone.
Game over.
They're more interesting to watch than this Giants team. At least they've got some young guys with some potential that you want to look at, in Casey Schmidt. And see, J.D. Davis flies out to center, to Nimmo, who the Giants couldn't get, or they couldn't get Cody Bellinger.
So Carlo P is pretty much he's got the the message of the night. With each loss, I smile at the thought of Farhan and Kapler getting canned. That's kind of where we're at now, aren't we?
Yeah, let me see. Let me hold on here.
931.
Hold on. He also says this is becoming comical. MF says Texas Rangers love Boch. Yep. Texas Rangers, Dan. I'm pulling for him because of Boch. Sure, why not? I love Boch. Carlo Pieces loves that hat. Yeah. You get a good manager, you get people that believe, you go out and sign top free agents. You get DeGrom, you got Marcus Semien, you got Corey Seager. You go out and get a couple more pitchers as they did this offseason. Heck yeah. I mean, that's a team that's trying to win.
Yep.
Carlo P., that's the comment you're making. With each loss, I smile at the thought of Farhan Kapler getting canned. That's about all you can hope for if you're a real Giants fan right now. You want them to win, and you know they're not really – it doesn't look like a winning team. So what's the next alternative? 80 and 81, 80 and 82, 75 and 87? What's that do for you? Just brings back Farhan next year. How about like 50 and 112? Maybe that gets the organization, the ownership group to wake up, because this is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic what they're putting out there.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. It really is.
I am so thankful for that. I didn't waste my stinking money on 2 season tickets costing me $13,000 for what?
Right.
$13,000 when, and then I got to go pay for parking, and then I got to pay for concessions. You're talking $20,000 to throw down on this crap?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I'd rather watch my paint dry that I just had painted my job today. That's a lot.
Hey, Jim's on here. What's up, Jim?
Hold on here. Let me see. Let me get the pervert guy out of here. There we go. Shows up. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't see it on the YouTube one. I only could see it on the StreamYard, and I can't do anything in StreamYard.
Yeah, I'm not going to renew again until they get new front office.
Yep.
Can't stand this off front office. It's a joke. Yeah, MF, what a effing mess. Lou Marston, Dan, Larry Bear doesn't care about you. Of course he doesn't care about me. He's raking in the money with his Mission Rock project. They give a crap about the fans. They're raking in.
They want to be landlords. That's their dream.
They're raking in so much money. The only thing, I'm out there watching all the people at the game, and I'm thinking, really, what do people want to go and, unless you just want to watch the other team? Yeah. Why are you watching this team? They suck.
What was the announced crowd tonight?
I don't even know. I didn't even pay attention. Let me look at the box score and see what the attendance was. Attendance
27,000.
Yeah.
It says 27,551. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? They'll draw, this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, but wait till next week.
Yeah.
You got New York, New York's a good team to draw, but St. Louis, good team, good organization, but Monday through Thursday, no one's going to go.
Hey, Jim, you're going to be out there on the arcade in right field, huh? He said he's going to be flipping the K's on Sunday.
Hold on. Where's that?
Jim on base, 936.
Let me see. Jim on base. Oh, awesome. Out there in the right field there, huh? Way to go, Jim on base. He's going to be out there flipping the K's. You're lucky you're not well, you'd run out of K's if you were doing it for the Mets pitching staff. Jiminy. Giants are just like,
that looks bad. God,
this team is on pace to break the all-time major league record for strikeouts. That is just, and the teams that hold the record are the Baltimore Orioles, who in 2 different seasons lost 115 one year and 110 the next. So what does that say? If you can't hit the ball, they look really bad.
They got 4 hits today.
But you just look at their swings. They're
just ugly.
Ugly. VR looked horrible. Ramos doesn't look good. No. This, I don't know what they're teaching, but I don't know why this team can't hit the ball. What is this here? Somebody on Twitter replied. Larry Bear, they posted. This is a tweet back to me from Darth Jester. Larry Bear, pitcher Larry Bear. I think we are finding out it takes some explaining. I think the explaining is going well with the fans. We're getting reactions. Yeah, great reactions. Nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. What a slogan.
I know.
What a slogan to come up with. Giants baseball. Nothing like it. Leading the majors in strikeouts. Nothing like it. Joe Schmoes is $13K per ticket part. Yeah, it's 13 for two. 13K for 2 seats. So yeah, you're looking
what else can you say about this team? It's just so fun. I texted you earlier. It's like it's so frustrating to try to root for a team that just.
No, I don't even root for them because it's not worth my energy. I don't even, it's like.
And everyone saw it coming, and that's the part that's so frustrating.
Well, most people saw it,
but they can't.
Yeah, most people who look at it logically saw it. I pointed it out early. I mean, Haniger and Slater didn't help, but I still don't think that makes a huge difference. Jock's out. I mean, their big boppers are out.
But you know what? Jock wouldn't have been in, and maybe in the late innings.
Not against these lefties, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of defeats. That was the whole purpose of that getting those right-handed bats is you got them up against the lefty, and they can't do nothing.
Hey, they lost 2 or 3 to the Royals, right?
Right.
2 or 3 to, 0 and 2 to the Tigers, right?
Right.
Listen to the Tigers and the Royals record. Royals are 4-16, and the Tigers are 7-11. And the other two that they've won 6 games. They've won 6 games, 3 of them, 2 against the White Sox, who are 7-13, 1 against the Royals, who are 4-16. They did beat the Yankees once. They beat the Dodgers once. And they beat who'd they beat the other day? Leaving Miami. Yeah. So they got 6 wins. They're 6-13. 5 games out in the West already. And wild card, they're actually 6 out. So there's I mean, is there 43 games left? Yeah, you're going to keep saying that. Oh, but there's 138 games left. Oh, but there's still 134 games left.
But the more you bury yourself in April, the more that you ain't going to be able to climb out in the rest of the other months.
Yeah, championships aren't won in April, but they World Series, but they can be lost. You're right.
I mean, and it's not going to get any easier. You got St. Louis coming in. Then you got the Astros and the Brewers or something like that.
It's unbelievable. Andrew Bell says the person who came up with that slogan is fired. Yeah, nothing like it. I'm going to use that one a lot. I mean, they
gave it to you.
Yeah.
Right on the platter.
Exactly. So it's it's just, what can you say? I mean, how long can we go? Let's put the chat in here. Maybe somebody wants to come in and add.
Hey, Dan, it's another thing too. I mean, we saw this. Sabian left. Their pitching guru, that guy left. He was part of the organization. Mario Alioto, right? He's
retiring. Yeah,
he's leaving. So it's like, but it's weird because he left in the beginning of the season. It's not usually when that happens. Once the season's over, then you usually make those announcements. Not right when the season starts.
Hey guys, I just put the link in. You want to come in and join Eric and I? We're not going to go too long. It's tough to beat a dead horse. I mean, it's unbelievable how bad this team gets. Mo G says, I'm going to join you, Dan, and get a Rangers lid. Yeah, I wanted to get a different one. I wanted to get the bluer one, but this is the only one that had that fit. I like the 3930s that are fitted.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's pretty cool. There's a T on the back there. I don't like the adjustables. I like these ones that stretch.
Fitted,
yeah. Meanwhile, Dubon is on a 15-game hitting streak. Wow. Yeah. Oh, but we got Michael Papierski. Hey, wait a minute, everybody. The Giants made a deal with the A's the other day, and they got Cal. Who is it? Jefferson?
Exactly.
Cal Jefferson. Cal Jefferson, ladies and gentlemen. He will be the difference maker. Unbelievable.
Well, they DFA'd Sam Long, right?
Yeah. It's like Daniel Shabazz says, I saw this coming. 2021 was a team contract year. Hey, you could have a 21 opposite this year. You could have a 107 loss team.
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen.
I mean, right now, they're on pace. Let's see, they're playing 316 ball. So if you took 162 games, you're looking at a 51 win team. Yeah. So, yeah, 162 times 31. Yeah. 51 win team you're looking at right now. That's the pace.
Dan, do you think if it continues, if this kind of baseball is being played into May, do you think they let some of these people go before even the end of the season? Or you think
I would think you'd have to.
Yeah.
I would think you have to. Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy was in the ballpark tonight for a team that is the true irrelevant team in the Bay Area right now. Who cares? Nobody cares hardly about the Giants. They're focused on the Warriors and the Kings and this series and the Warriors dynasty and what's going to happen and how's this series going to go.
Arguably, you could say that there's more excitement about an injured Brock Purdy rehabbing than the Giants playing baseball right now.
Definitely. There's more excitement for that. There's more excitement for the 49ers in the draft, what's going to happen with Trey Lance. Hey, Madison Bumgarner got DFA'd yesterday or the day before by the Diamondbacks, okay? So he's on waivers. He's going to clear waivers. Nobody's picking his contract up. There's more excitement and talk about the Giants, maybe fans wanting to have the Giants re-sign Madison Bumgarner than there is. What does that say for do
you really think Madison would want to come back here in the current state of this team? I don't see it.
I don't see it, but I'm telling you, what's crazy is that the fans, a lot of them are asking for that. They're more excited about that than they are,
right.
the team. And the fact that they would want him back in the way he's pitched, when this shows you that there's nothing, they don't identify with anybody.
Right.
Yeah. Bouncer says, Dan, can we get a beat report or Marty? We need some positivity of what to look out for in the Giants aspects this season. Yeah, we could look to see if I could get some people on. Maybe I'll give Cole Kuiper a call. I talk to Cole or I get Marty, just to see what thoughts are on this team. It's hard, I want to be positive, but I don't see anything positive. Maybe, just maybe, when Haniger comes back and Slater and Jock, and all of a sudden guys are playing in their proper positions and batting order, and they get some, lumber going. But here's my thing, what I see about this club, it strikes out too much, and all these guys are strikeout guys. Jock's a strikeout guy.
Yep.
Haniger's a strikeout guy. You know, we know Yaz is. Who's the other one that's, I mean, the best thing they got going. Here's what I'm irritated about. Let me tell you what I'm really, really irritated about. It's the stinking way that this club is either managed by Gabe or it's dictated by Farhan to play lefties and you mean this platoon stuff constantly against lefties. Yep. All right. Who was the DH tonight? Darren Ruff?
I think it was.
Yeah, Darren Ruff. Why the heck is Darren Ruff on the team? He's 36 years old. He's a great guy, but he's not long. He's not going to be here for the whole year. You got Michael Conforto, who's hit 2 home runs to get them their wins, two of their last 3 wins, basically. They got the win the Sunday afternoon. They were down. Conforto hits a 2-run jack against Kansas City to save that win, to get them that win. And then he hits a 2-run homer against Miami the other day. Guess what? Those were off left-handed pitchers. Play your best players. Who cares? Do you think that Mookie Betts or Freddie Freeman are platooned? Or Acuna or name the best hitters in baseball. I'm not saying that Conforto's the best hitter in baseball, but he's the Giants' best hitter, probably. Mm-hmm. Estrada, yep. They don't platoon Estrada. Why not have Conforto be your DH every stinking day? You're paying him $18 million, and you're going to platoon him? I understand he's got a calf injury, but he showed last night he can hit, and you're sticking Darren Ruff in there because, shoot, you might as well, bring up some dude from AAA to be your platoon guy if that's what you want to do. My goodness, bring up a different guy, Darren Ruff. Hey, we got somebody in the green room that's joining us. All right. We've got welcome, Kifnov. Did I pronounce that right? Is it Kifnov?
That's me. Yep.
All right. Welcome. What do you got to say about this team and what's going on with the Giants?
This team is a disaster. I don't even know why I'm wearing this hat. It's kind of embarrassing.
He's still spinning. It looks like. Can you see him?
Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they struck out on 39. I did the math. They struck out on 39% of their plate appearances against a pitcher that didn't even pitch last year. So,
right.
It's getting kind of comical at this point. I just watched them and I just kind of laugh because I'd already know what's gonna the book is out on them. They're strikeout machines. Their bullpen's a disaster. It just kind of is what it is at this point, and there's no reason for optimism really with the farm system the way it is. So just kind of
I mean it's on all levels. It's what's being played on the field, what's in the farm system. I mean, it's a total debacle right now. The free agent, we all know what the free agent happened. I mean, it's rough times right now. And honestly, we just have to have a change of leadership. It really does, because it just seems like there's total failure on all fronts, and people got to have to pay for that. And again, Charles Johnson is kind of, that's not aging well in what he said in the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah, with bringing back Farhan, and then their payroll is actually over $200 million, and it's awful. I'm telling you, what's going to end up happening if this continues at this pace, or even close to this pace. Let's say they pick it up a little bit, but they're just buried. They're going to have to start selling everything.
Yep.
I mean, I'm talking Conforto and Haniger and Jock and
Manaea Stripling.
Well,
I mean, who's gonna
maybe even DeSclafani, whatever you can get. People who, people are going to want some pitching. They're going to want maybe Stripling. He's starting to look a little better the last outing or two. Guys that are major league players that are played and done well. DeSclafani's been pitching well. You really only have a couple guys worth keeping, and that's Estrada.
JD Davis.
JD Davis. I like Bart. I like what he's starting to do. He's not the best catcher in the world, but at least he's still young and worth looking at.
That error was brutal, though.
Yeah, that error was brutal.
The throw down the first base.
That gave him another 2 runs. If he makes that play, it's 1-0. You feel pretty good. Yeah.
He needed to throw that a little bit further inside. Of course, I don't recall I'd like to look at it again. I don't know if Flores at first base was giving him a target better.
I think he kind of like Flores extended out a little bit, but he kind of threw it closer to where McNeil was running. But, it's just kind of one of those bang plays, and just kind of the snowball effect in that inning. And at that point, you just kind of feel like it's over with how the season's gone this far. So,
I mean, can we stop batting Flores in the 2-hole, please?
Oh gosh, that is unbelievable. He's one of the slowest guys in baseball. Any ground ball, it doesn't matter how hard it's hit. It's a double play.
Yep.
Why do you put your guys with speed up top? You got Estrada there, fine. Okay, who's your next best guy with speed? That's another thing that drives me crazy.
Slow.
They're slow as hell. They are so slow.
Wow.
I mean, they're going to lead the league in strikeouts and double plays.
Yep. It's crazy.
Seriously, they're just pathetically slow and unathletic.
Did you see when he got tagged when he hit the ball down the left field line to the third baseman, and the throw was offline and he got tagged and it was like an easy out?
Yeah, and then it looked like the way he twisted himself, it looked like he might have he'll probably pull up lame in the next. You watch, they'll say he's got it's
a hip contusion.
Hip contusion or hip injuries. It's going to be day to day. Yeah. I just think that they really, if they don't bounce back by the end of May and are, by the end of May, if they're like way out of it, you got to just, plan on selling as much as you can. Because you certainly don't want to bring back, guys that are having, that got opt-ins,
right.
or an opt-out. He's just like, oh, okay, they're terrible. Let's bring them back for, another
Manaea.
year. Manaea, Stripling. Conforto, if he has a good year, you could probably get something for him. He's already, hit 3 homers. Unfortunately, Ramos doesn't look good at all.
No.
For 3 of 3 strikeouts.
He's got to be hitting under 200. Let me see.
Yeah, I think he is.
Elliot Ramos is hitting. Pull up the box score here. Ramos is hitting 200 or no 167 on base percentage 200. 167. Wisely's hitting 100. If you look at Crawford, he's hitting 151. Brandon Crawford, but 151.
And he had 3 errors against the Tigers last week.
Yeah,
Glove is in there. He's not slugging really.
VR's hitting 172.
Yeah,
striking out a lot.
It's not like Crawford is making loud outs. It's weak contact, and that's
weak ground balls and pop-ups, and it's not looking pretty. And like you were saying with the batting average, like they're not making contact when the rules are catering to players who make contact. So the new rules don't help them. They help teams that can make contact and that have speed. This team strikes out and is slow. So
good point. Just like that's why I said the exact opposite is the Diamondbacks. They're always putting the ball in play and speeding around the bases, and they're playing some good ball,
Yeah, Lou says, please look at May's opponents. What kind of record? Well, I said the first 31 games, which basically gets you through Houston. And I said, what is the 31s going to look like? And in the beginning of the year, I said, before the season started, I said, this could be a 10-21 start but they're losing to the crappy teams like Kansas
Royals
City and
Tigers.
Detroit. Yeah. So, you got the fact that they're 6-11 are,
6-13, right?
Or 6 and 13.
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to go 4-8 over their next 12 to be 10 and you look at who they got to play here. They got the Mets 2 more. They got the Cardinals for 4.
You know what?
And then they go to Then they go to Mexico City for 2 against the Padres. Tatis will probably hit one down there in that altitude, 500 feet.
Yeah, him and Soto and Bogarts.
And then you go to Houston for 3, and they're not.
Boy.
San Diego and Houston are not playing that great. Neither is St. Louis. So these guys are going to start getting fat. They're going to start realizing the time to turn it up. Then you come home and you got Milwaukee in May for 3.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Then you got
they play the Rockies.
They got 3 against Washington at home.
Okay.
But they lost 2 or 3 to Washington last year at home. I would say they should win 2 or 3 against Washington. Then they go to Arizona for 4. They'll probably lose 3 there.
Yeah.
If not get swept. Then they come home to the Phillies, who are not playing well, but they're going to be by the mid-May. They're going to be.
They're going to see the Giants. They're going to be motivated. They're going to say 3 wins.
Isn't that when they were expecting Harper to be back in May?
Sometime in May, maybe. Yeah. Then they got Miami for 3 at home. That's not easy. Miami's got good pitching and their speed, man. The speed of I love watching teams with speed. They just create.
Jazz is electric.
Yeah. That's the guy I wanted them to trade for.
Arias.
Yeah,
I like him. Yeah.
450 batting average with OPS is like over 1,000.
Then you go on the road to 3 against Minnesota and 4 in Milwaukee. That's not going to be easy. That's
winning teams. Yeah.
Minnesota's winning, Milwaukee's winning, and then you come home to finish up against Pittsburgh, who's like 14-7.
14-7. Oh God.
So
Pittsburgh. Yep.
Hey, I don't know how many. Let me see how many games that is in May they play.
While you're looking at that, I like what the MF had to say. If you want to take a gander at it, Dan, when you're done, it's at 9:58. It's the quote from Kapler in the postgame, and it just shows you
this one
out of touch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God! My coworker saw Kapler for the first time, and then she was like, "Yeah, he seems like a douchebag." I was like, "Yeah, spot on. First impression."
Let's see. After they finish with Houston, they'll have played 31 games. So I'm expecting 10-21, 11-20 record.
Yeah, Houston beat Atlanta today. I think Rodon hit a bomb.
Then you got the rest of the month of May. They've got 3, 6, 10, 13, 16, 19 plus 4, 23. They got 26 more games. So they'll have played 57 games through May. Actually, they got that one that got rained out or postponed against
where it wasn't really
Detroit.
raining.
So that's one less game. They'll be probably 10-20 at the end of the 30 games. 10-20. Then they got another 26 games, I said, right? Yeah. So there'll be 56 games. I'm looking at 20-36, something like that. 22 and maybe 22-34.
Yeah. Sad state of affairs.
I mean, the problem is inconsistent pitching. They're giving up a ton of home runs this year, the pitching staff, they've given up twice as many home runs in 19 games this year than they did in 38 games last year.
Wow.
That's how many home runs they've given up. They've given up the same amount of home runs in 19 games that they did in 38 last year. So they're on a horrible pace for giving up the long ball. That's the one thing that kept them in games last year is they kept the ball in the yard.
Right.
But their defense is weak. They're slow. They strike out. So the only thing that they do well is hit home runs. That's it.
That's it.
That's the only way they've been winning games.
That's the only way
maybe they walk.
is the home run. I mean,
that's it. They hit the two-run homers on Wednesday in Miami. They should have lost that game. Marlins had Jazz Chisholm to start the 11th inning or 10th inning, whatever it was, on second base. I'm like, he's going to score. They lucked out, you know, and then they got the 2-run homer from Conforto, followed by the 2-run homer by Yaz. That was 4 of their 5 runs.
Right.
So they can't score.
And they're going to be playing at home a lot, right? And not an easy park to hit dingers in. So
exactly. So
as far as that quote is concerned, it just shows you that Kapler has no idea what he's talking about. He's not concerned. Your team is 6-12, right? 6-12?
6-13.
6-13, and you're not concerned. That's okay.
Let's see what we got here in the chat. It's the only way to get Farhan out. That must be, at this point, I hope we are worse than 20-36, Andrew says. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're a real Giants fan, you either want them to win and be in the playoffs, or you want to see progress, growth with young guys coming up, contributing. And then you could say, you know, kind of like the 2008-9 team. You started seeing, you know, especially 2009, you know, you saw Lincecum win the Cy Young. You saw him coming up. The team was getting exciting. They were young guys. They were producing guys. And Posey comes up. And, you know, you're okay with not making the playoffs because you're seeing some, you know, you're seeing hope. You're seeing young guys. You're coming up.
Reason to be optimistic.
Right.
Yeah.
But now there's no reason to be optimistic.
Yeah. Look at Ramos,
right.
wisely.
So why would you want them to just win 80 games and not make the playoffs? You're better off having them lose 100+ games and rebuild this whole thing, get some great draft picks, get some people in here that have run baseball organizations, built baseball organizations, built farm teams. I mean, the Orioles, if I look at the Orioles, they're like 14. What were they? Yeah, they're 12-7.
Yeah.
They've
second in the AL East, I think.
Won 4 in a row. They got one of the most exciting young players in baseball, catcher Adley Rutschman. They got
G-Rod, Grayson Rodriguez.
Yeah. They got the third baseman, the young third baseman. I always forget his name. Hunter, what is it? I'm not thinking of his name anyway, but they got Mullins.
Mullins.
Yeah. Mullins. Yeah. Adam Frazier's a pretty good, decent hitter at time. You know, he was a year or two ago. Oh, that's what I'm looking at. Gunnar Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
He's playing shortstop or third.
Bautista out of the bullpen's nasty.
Yeah. So, but the Orioles stunk for years. But you look at the top 100 in baseball right now, Giants have 2 guys, Casey or
Kyle Harrison and Luciano.
That's it.
Yep.
Orioles got 8 players. 8. That doesn't mean all 8 are going to hit. We've seen that before. A lot of top 100 guys don't make it. Lewis Brinson, who we saw a little bit last year with the Giants, he was a top 100 player. So is Isan Diaz, who the Giants have. So a lot of times, you know, top 100 guys don't cut it, but it's a lot better than, you know, gives you some hope.
Yeah, even if 3 of them make it and contribute, that's
exactly.
great.
If 3 of them make it,
that's less than half. So
exactly. So Mitchell and Ness says in 2012, I knew we would win the World Series. There was no hope. We were just good. Yeah, this team's not good though. This team
has no one. They don't have Buster Posey. They don't have an MVP candidate. They don't have. Lincecum was bad that year, but they don't have Kane, Bumgarner, Vogelsong. They have Manaea, Stripling, Webb having a down year. I guess Cobb and DeSclafani have been all right, but the bullpen's been terrible. That team had a great bullpen. So
yeah, I mean Logan Webb's off to a rough start. He's 0-4.
How many home runs has he given up? Like 6 already?
Something like that, yeah. Rap album Depot says I would maybe platoon Sable in right field with Yaz and get a defensive catcher. Yeah, I mean Sable at least gives you a little bit of like, well, he's 25 and he's hit 3 homers. He's not he's striking out a lot, but at least he's hit in the minors, and if he can cut down on the strikeouts, he's got speed. At least he gives you something like, well, at least he's got some entertainment value.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got some entertainment value. None of these guys have any. I mean,
just like you said, they're dull. They're pretty dull.
Yeah.
I had a coworker who went to the game today. I feel bad for her. It's probably the first ball game she's been to in a while, and to watch that and wear a Buster Posey jersey watching that.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I mean, it's just
4 hits.
I don't know. I mean, the platoon stuff is old. Just play your athletes, okay? Play your athletes. I'd rather see Sable if Bart's catching. I'd rather see him out in the outfield just because he's got some speed. I don't know who was playing right field tonight. It was
Wisely was center field. Was Yaz in right field?
Yaz in right field. I mean, so Wisely is infielder his whole life. He's been playing outfield for a month, and now he's their starting center fielder against right-handed
Bryce
batters.
Johnson.
Yeah. Johnson, who knows how long he may be out for a while. He's not ready to come back off the concussion list, which tells me, let's see, he did that against the Dodgers, right?
That was probably like 9 days ago. Was that on
That was the game they won, right? Was it the game they won?
I think it's the game they lost when they were up 3-0, and then they gave up 10 unanswered.
Yeah, that's right. So that was the game against Kershaw, or
against Kershaw.
Okay, so that was the Wednesday game. So that was last Wednesday. Concussion.
9 days. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, the fact that he's not ready tells me that he may be having some symptoms still, and that's tough.
He's giving his all out there. I mean, you look at some of these guys; they just look demoralized.
Yeah,
Bryce
really
Johnson
do.
was. I mean, he was he wasn't good with the bat. He was striking out a ton, but he showed some heart. He hustled that run against Kansas City, that mad dash. He was really giving it his all, unlike some of the other guys. So I'll give him that.
Yeah, Romo, Eric's his browser. He just texted me. His browser had died on him, so
okay.
I don't know if he'll be back in or not. But so, what do you? How long you been a Giants fan?
I've been a Giants fan. I'm 24, so I've been a fan since about the late 2000s, right when Barry Bonds retired. So during the Lincecum years, I saw him pitch. I remember a game against the Twins. He won 8 innings, 12 strikeouts, one with the family. Good times.
Cool. Yeah, you came up in the best of times with the Giants.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. My dad is actually an A's fan because he grew up in the 70s when the swinging A's and
So how does he feel about that with the A's announcement in Vegas?
Happy, but I mean, it's kind of expected at this point because the front office isn't interested in winning. They're interested in spending as little money as possible to maximize profit.
Right.
You kind of I feel like most A's fans are kind of already transitioning to being Giants fans just because of the lack of effort and how every homegrown player leaves as soon as they lose team control. So
yeah.
It's hard to be a fan of that. I mean, they're probably going to go to Las Vegas and then they're going to come right back when no one shows up to their games either. So I don't know.
Yeah. This is a good point. Kapler is dead says, I disagree. Somebody must have made a comment about, I don't know what this is in comment to. I'd have to scroll up, but probably something about.
I think it was me saying Ramos was struggling, but yeah, it's a small sample size.
Disagree. Sable and Ramos need every day at bats. Matt Williams had 700 bats before he took off. True. Ramos hasn't even had 50 major league at bats. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I Matt Williams, I saw him in 87 when he came up. It was awful. Struck out, and he didn't even look like. I mean, Matt Williams was swinging at pitches in the dirt that were bouncing before the plate. He was, he just looked completely lost, and it was just was like, oh, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make, and they sent him down, and then he stayed up. But yeah, give these guys a chance. I've been saying that for a while. Give Ramos a chance. Bring up Casey Schmidt. Let's play Ramos. Let's play Sable. Let's play Estrada. Let's play JD Davis. Okay. So if you want my lineup, here's my lineup going forward, because they need athletes. They need to make, they're going to strike out. That's what. So if you stink, you stink. Let's just play some guys. Here's what I would do. I'd lead off when Johnson comes back. I bet Bryce Johnson first. I bet Estrada second. I'd put Conforto third. Fourth, I would bat JD Davis. Fourth. Fifth, I'm going to go with let's see. Fifth, I'll go with
Jock.
Let's go
with
Jock.
Would you platoon him, or would he be there every day?
He doesn't hit lefties very well. He never has.
Platoon him with VR, maybe.
That or
Wilmer Flores
Slater or something. Slater. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think here. I'm not looking at the lineup. The team. I'm thinking, okay, so fifth, I had JD Davis fourth. Maybe I'll put Haniger fourth. He's got a lot more pop. And then I'll move Davis down to six. I'll put Jock fifth. Or you can flip Jock and Conforto, but I like Conforto in the third spot. Jock fifth after Haniger 4, Jock 5, JD Davis 6. And then I'm going to go who did I have in the I would bring up
Schmidt.
I might bring up Schmidt and put JD Davis as my DH on days that Jock's not. And
give Schmidt a shortstop or third? He's playing shortstop right now.
Yeah, I would. I like him at third just because that's where his best position is. But you could play him at short and on days with, and then when Crawford's in there, you could put him at third. Play him every day. Put him at third. JD Davis can rotate between first and DH. And then my outfield, I guess I would want to see, maybe I'd like to see Sable in there. I guess catcher, put Bart behind the plate every day. Put Sable and Ramos out there. Ramos needs to get at bats. See what he does. Give him everyday play. Let him bat every day. Righties, lefties, and give him 100 at bats.
He's a platoon. He's going to get sent down as soon as the next right-handed pitcher comes up.
Exactly.
He's gonna. The thing too that I don't like about the platoon thing is that, especially with the younger players, is you don't give them an opportunity to develop that skill. If you're only showing them left-handed pitching, how does that do you think that hinder their development?
It does. Of course it does.
Because you see Yordan, the Astros didn't platoon him when he was younger, and he just hit a bomb off AJ Minter, one of the best left-handed pitchers in baseball. So, we're just looking at the calculator, I guess, the magic computer. So,
Dubon's having a great year right now. And you were talking about Mauricio Dubon, you said?
Alvarez, Yordan.
Oh, Alvarez. Oh, yeah.
A bomb
Alvarez.
off the lefty.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Alvarez.
just saying how they don't. Yeah. I love Cuban brothers.
They don't platoon these guys. Yeah. These guys, they don't get any rhythm. Baseballs are, you get into a rhythm and let these guys play. Just let them play,
they're under this delusion that they're a playoff team when clearly they're not. So they're fourth best team in their division. In the NL Central, the Cubs are looking better than them.
I picked the Cubs in the beginning. I said the Cubs look like a better team. I like what they have up the middle. They've got
Bay Area got Pat Wisdom.
Yeah, they got Wisdom. They got Wisdom at third. They've got
Bellinger's
Dansby
to have a bounce
Swanson
back year.
at short. They've got Nico Horner at second. They got Bellinger in center. Very solid
Hap
defensively.
in left field, I think. He's
Yeah,
pretty good.
very solid defensively up the middle. And so I liked what the Cubs did. And I was, upset that the Giants didn't try and improve, and they got cheap. Farhan tried to get, thread the needle with the deals instead of just paying a couple million more and
they laid all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah. They were all stuck on Judge. Yep.
Yeah. They didn't go after Nimmo as hard as they probably should have. Kodai Senga, the list goes on and on. Trey Turner.
Yeah. And you look at
Dansby Swanson.
I mean, look at the Mets. The Mets are the Mets are now 14-7, and they don't have Verlander. They don't have Edwin Diaz for the whole season.
Yeah.
They're missing
Marte didn't play today, but
they're missing a couple other guys.
The Giants.
And then Scherzer just got suspended for 10 games.
Yeah, and the Braves are missing guys too. They're red hot. So
yeah, because they got depth. Giants have no depth.
They have a great farm. Everyone they call up does well.
Yeah. Yep. Giants have no depth.
Yep. And then the Giants, not so much.
Yeah. Joe Schmo, we need Kruger, myself in the clubhouse like the 49ers. Yeah,
they're treated with kid gloves, the Giants, how they're covered. I was watching the post-game show, and they're sugarcoating it as much as they can. They're injured.
Yeah, every team's
injuries. The Mets have injuries. I mean, this team obviously injuries here, like more numerous, but even then, like they call up their young players, they do well. What does that say about our farm system? So
exactly.
Yeah.
Giants need that classic double DFA. I see Slater and Yaz.
Yeah, it's how's Yaz doing this year?
He's not doing too bad. He's hitting like 257. I think.
And he's slugging okay. Like
I mean, if he's
for
hitting,
him, that's all right.
Yeah, if he's hitting over 250 and hitting some home runs,
no shift helps.
Yeah, I figured his average would go up 25 points without the shift. I mean, that's
he's hitting 257. What he's slugging almost 500, 760 OPS.
Yeah,
it's better than last year. So. Yeah, really. I think the bigger disappointment for me, just as a fan, has been the pitching. I thought that they'd be much better, and they've not been great. So
yeah. So
7 runs today, 9 runs yesterday, 7 runs against Detroit.
Yeah,
twice. That's not.
Yeah,
good.
Joe Schmo says he likes Matos and Luciano, but still a ways off. Yeah, those guys need to be up next year for sure because they've got to see what they can do. They're on the 40-man roster this year. They could actually come up this year if you wanted them to, but
that'd be great.
Just see what they're let's see the kids here at some point. Let's see. Mark Graves, nobody wants to come here. The optics of Gabe and Farhan are costing this team. Yep.
Well, even pre-Farhan, Harper was Harper pre-Farhan?
Yeah. No,
and
that was his first year. That was his first year. First year, 2019 off season or 8. Yeah. They tried to get him. He came and he was hired in November of 18 and they made a run for Harper.
Right. Okay.
And for the 19 season. And then, but imagine had they got Harper and then they had the season 107, you'd be looking a lot better.
Kapler would platoon Harper.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, they don't have a superstar bat. They just don't have stars really anywhere. They don't have an. Do you think Logan Webb is an ace, or is he more of like
I think he's
good
a
2 or 3?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's his best. Yeah.
And I think without the shift too, his strikeout rate's lower, so the ground balls with the poor defense in this team isn't helping him either. And
yeah.
Combine that with giving him dingers. It's been rough, but
so
he'll be okay.
Yeah. So where you living in the Bay, right?
Yep, South Bay.
South Bay,
whole life.
Very good.
My parents been in the Bay Area. My dad's been here since '67, so
All right.
Yep.
Oh, Robert
Big
Rothberg,
AC.
our eternal optimist, just joined us. Good evening. Just informing everyone the Giants have a chance to win the West. Every team.
Thanks,
is
Robert.
vulnerable.
I needed a good laugh. Oh man, I love Robert.
Hey, the Dodgers and Padres haven't
They
got
only have
going
two
yet.
more losses than the Dodgers, so they're just fine and dandy.
The Dodgers are not the same team, I'll admit, that they were last
No,
year, but
they're not
the
the
Giants.
juggernaut.
We
They're
saw what
good.
they did to the Giants, and that's
Yeah, they humiliated them.
yeah. What are the Dodgers right now? 10-11.
Yeah, they lost 13-0 today. Almost had a
Yeah.
perfect game thrown on them. So
Oh yeah, I saw that. They
after 7 innings,
lost it on a check
infield
swing.
single. God, that's
Yeah,
the
like a
worst.
little check swing dribbler, and
Yeah,
they collided. Oh my goodness.
it's fun. At least well, the only thing Giants fans have to look forward to is the Dodgers not being as good. That's
Right.
about it.
Right. Joe Smo, this is what you could hope for one day is Bart, Schmidt, Matos, Luciano, Harrison, Bednar, maybe Reggie Crawford,
Bailey.
maybe Patrick Bailey. Maybe you get something out of Von Brown. Maybe you get something out of Grant McCray.
Kyle Harrison had a nice start.
3 innings,
I think.
pitch, no
five
runs,
Ks.
5 Ks. Yeah, that
Still
was
quite a few walks, but still no runs. But
right. So there's some positives. That the positives are in the kids, and they've got to get those guys up and ready and ready to play, because you can't keep flipping this thing with fringe free agents.
They're perpetually retooling. I feel like they're in this mode where they think, oh, if we retool, we can make the playoffs and go on a run. So let's get these guys for cheap and try to make the best out of them, squeeze as much potential as we can, and try to get to 88 wins. But
right, and then they're not. Here's the thing about them is that you can't keep retooling with all these free agents. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you. Not all of them are going to produce, and they've done that. They produced pretty decently, the free agents that they've got. And some of their hitters have done well, and this and that, and they've done okay. But here's the deal: next year's free agent class is horrible. It's only Shohei and who else? One other person.
Shohei's coming to the Bay because there's a large Japanese American community here.
Yeah.
And it's a pitcher's park.
Yeah. Oh my!
Delusional.
Exactly. Robert Rothberg says, based on Webb's performance last year, he was considered an ace. That's because
he had a sub-3 ERA, so I'll give him that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, last year he pitched well, and this year, I just think he doesn't really have anybody to back him up like he did last year with Rodon or the year before with Gausman.
Rodon was fantastic last year.
Yes.
And that's his ERA was like 2.8. He led the National League with strikeouts, and his ERA would have been lower if the Giants defense wasn't so putrid. He really could have been a Cy Young candidate if that defense wasn't god awful.
Yeah, Rodon was unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable.
God.
So, but yeah. So hey, I wanted to go about an hour. We're just at an hour coming up here. So I'm it's been a long week. Friday night I'm kind of wiped out, but
you've done a lot of shows.
Yeah, but thanks to Romo, who joined us earlier and had to cut out with his had some issues with his browser, and I want to pronounce it right. Is it Kifnov, right?
Yeah, it's just a fake name. I don't know. I just typed it up randomly on my Twitter account, and it was like, all right, it'll be my YouTube name.
Oh, there you go.
It sounds Russian, but I don't know.
Alexander Kifnov.
Yes, Kifnov, the Soviet spy for giant baseball team.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can do a little investigation and find out if Gabe and Farhan, who did work for the Dodgers, maybe there is some truth that they're sabotaging
in
secret
Giant
agents.
System.
Yeah, sabotaging the Giants' entire organization.
Farhan, the ultimate giant killer.
Yeah,
all right.
Shohei is from Linden. Wait a minute, that's where
Shohei. That's Judge. Judge is from
Judge.
Linden.
Judge was from Linden.
Yeah,
Shohei's from Japan.
Doesn't speak English.
Yeah. So, but it's we'll see about tomorrow's game. Tomorrow, where do they play?
Another lefty pitching, yay for the Mets. So
yeah, so it should be another rough
Webb pitching.
Webb, okay. Well, they got a shot. Let's see what the schedule holds. Tomorrow, Giants play at 1:05, and then Sunday, are they the national game? Yeah, they got moved to 4 o'clock.
Sunday Night Baseball. Stripling starting, or at least at CornellMV.com. Okay.
Let me go back to that, because you know what? Sunday, Ross Stripling. It says undecided. Okay, maybe on ESPN, but
MLB.
But you may be right, because Saturday, tomorrow.
Because Wood got hurt, right? So he's starting where Wood would have been, I think.
They're lucky they're playing at 4 o'clock for the crowd purpose, because the Warriors play Sunday at 12:30. Right. So if that was a 1 o'clock game, that'd be nothing but Mets fans in there. Yeah. So yeah. So somebody says that Mets pitcher tonight was crazy. Was crazy good tonight. Well, the Giants have a way of making left-handed pitchers look really good.
They made that kid from the Yankees look really good, who was the first major league start. How many? God, was it the third game of the season? 7 innings shutout ball.
Yeah, Robert Rothberg. What do you consider an extended winning streak? I would say 5 games at least.
Yeah,
5.
See that in the near future.
Yeah, you know, 5's is a winning streak. 3 is you got to start somewhere. You got to start at 1, right?
Yeah.
So Giants have yet to have 2 all year. The Giants do not even have a winning streak this year. Okay, they've played 20 or 19 games, have yet to have.
The Royals have had a winning streak.
Yeah, the Royals won 2 in a row against the Giants. Yeah. So they have not won back-to-back games this year. So that's got to be, and I'm telling you, the Mets are not going to be letting up on the Giants just because the odds are
they're competing with the Braves for that division.
Exactly.
They're not going to let any game slip. They learned from last year. 1 game cost them. They had a big lead. 1 loss cost them wild card round. They get loose to the Padres, so they know what's at stake.
Yeah. So they don't want that. They don't want the Mets aren't going to let up, and they know that they got the Braves, and then the Phillies are still struggling, but they'll. Phillies will pick things up at some point. Harper comes back. So they're not going to be saying, we'll be content.
Where do they rank in the National League right now, realistically? Like, if you look at the NL Central, the Giants, like, who are they better than? The Reds? The Rockies?
They're actually worse than the Reds. The only team they're better than in the National League is the Rockies. They're tied with Washington for the second worst. 6 and 13.
So they're
Colorado's
retooling. Sorry,
286. Ball Giants 31-6, 316.
Okay. So those teams are rebuilding, and this team's supposed to. The front office thinks they're a playoff team, and their record is about the same as those teams.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then you look at
nothing like it.
Yeah, nothing like it. Giants baseball, so nothing like it. So. Anyway, thanks to Romo for joining us earlier, and Kifnov, appreciate you jumping in the chat anytime.
You have a good night.
You want to jump in? Feel free.
Yeah, I love to complain about the Giants.
It'd be fun to talk about them
afterwards.
It'd be fun to talk about them doing well. It'd be fun even if they were losing, if they were competitive and exciting.
Right.
You
could
7-0.
But
when you're just boring as all get out, and you have no life in you, it's really hard to watch.
No enthusiasm. Just look at the dugout. It's just they're defeated.
Yeah,
they don't want to play for their manager. They don't care about their manager. They don't care about their front office. I don't even think they want to be here.
Yeah, it's a bad look. It's hard to get excited about this. I've been a fan for 50 plus years, 51, 52 years. I've been a fan, probably even 53 when I was about 8. I started really following the Giants in 69. So I was 8 at the time.
Who's your best player then? Willie McCovey or?
Yeah, McCovey and Mays. And then
Mays
Bobby Bonds was just coming up. And had Marichal, Gaylord Perry.
Oh, yeah. My dad always talks about that game where he pitched 18 innings or against Warren Spahn something
they had
like that.
4 Hall of Famers on the team. Perry, Marichal, McCovey, and Mays. Yeah. So 4 Hall of Famers. I mean, the Giants, they don't even have an all-star.
0 now.
They don't even have an all-star. I mean, who's their all-star right now? It's probably Estrada. And
well, is Arias playing second base? Because he'd probably get the nod over him, but he's playing at an all-star level. So
yeah, but I think they pick one all-star for each team. I think they still do that.
Make them feel good.
If they have to have, I don't know if they do that anymore.
Oh, didn't the A's have an all-star last year, and the A's didn't pay for his ticket to fly to the all-star game? God,
yeah.
Blackburn or was it Kraepelin or I forgot who it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, exactly. And he flew back with the. Didn't he fly back with another team or something? The Astros or something were coming to the Oakland, and he just flew back with them. So Dan. And we're going to close it out here too. Robert says, Dan, before I go to bed, can you please say something positive about the Giants? It's 1:34 a.m. All right, let me give you something positive. Let's see, positive. The orange uniforms, Orange Friday, look pretty good. Yeah. So those look nice. I would say that the long ball, the fact that they are in the top 3 or 4, the long ball is encouraging. What else can I give you that's what do you want? Positive. Here's something positive. If you want to have any hope at all, is that they got Jock and Slater and Haniger that'll come back, and maybe you'll see some more home runs. Maybe you'll see them win at least 2 in a row, their first back-to-back for the year. But listen, Robert, I'm telling you, I know you're an eternal optimistic Giants fan, and I love that optimism, but I'm just telling you, this doesn't look like a playoff team, and I know you think it is, but a team that is on pace to set a major league record for strikeouts is every team that has struck out as much as they have has been a 100-loss team. So they're on pace to lose 111 right now. I don't think that's going to happen, but you can almost put it in the
90.
books. 90. You can almost put 90 in the books at this point. So for them to get to 500, let's forget the 500. They need to win 87 games minimum to make the playoffs.
Yep.
Okay. So they need to go. They played 19, right?
They played 19. They have, 143 games left.
They got 143 left. They need to win 81 of those.
They need to go 81
they need to go 81 and 62.
Fat chance.
Okay. So 81 and 62 will get you to 87 wins and 75
losses. 600 ball for the rest of the year?
Let's see. 80. What did I say? What did we say? 81 games?
81
divided by 143.
Yeah.
81. 56, almost 566 ball.
Huh. Still, yeah.
I mean, it's not it's not impossible. Seen things crazier happen, but they will have to definitely cut down on strikeouts. Their pitching will have to stop giving up home runs. Their bullpen will have to get solidified and get roles and get, what you've got. The team's built bad. Here's why I'll tell you it's built bad, because they got 7 starters, and so they don't have true bullpen guys that are in roles to come in and pitch.
Piggyback starters.
Yeah. So you got to have guys. You need 5 guys minimum in a bullpen that are, you need 1 long guy in a bullpen, and then you need 5 to 6 guys that have roles. We had
Tristan Beck eat up innings yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
Just to save the bullpen from those extra inning games they've been playing. So
yeah. So
he's a sacrificial lamb.
If I can give you any positive, is that they hit a lot of home runs, and their health gets back. We'll see if Haniger and Peterson and Slater are all back, and these guys don't win at least back-to-back games in the first 6-7 games that they're playing. Forget it. Forget it. They're gonna live closer to 100. So they gotta be able to win. The first order of business, they got to put back-to-back wins. And I don't know if they'll do that on this homestand with
Mets and Cardinals.
The Mets and Cardinals.
Not likely.
But anyway, we'll be able to probably join tomorrow, probably about 3:30. Probably do a quick, another post game. See what happens. Hopefully, Logan Webb can put a stop to this, and he's going to need to give up 1 or 2 runs at the most, because they're not scoring, and it's a lefty they're facing again tomorrow.
No hanging sliders to Alonso. So
yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks to Romo. Thanks to Kivnov. And if you guys are in that chat right now, there's still 37 of you. Everybody hit the like button. It would help the algorithms. Just go ahead and press the like button. That will help a lot. Even if you're not liking what we're saying because it's difficult to hear, I'm just not going to water it down. The truth does hurt. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends, family that we do Giants post game on there. And hey, it'd be great to see them win and put together a big winning streak and try and make the playoffs. And you make the playoffs, anything can happen. We've seen that in 10, 12, 14. But, if this team's not going to win, be anywhere near making the playoffs, I'd rather see them just fall apart and rebuild this whole thing. Rebuild the whole thing and get people in here that are, baseball people that have run it before. So, again, hit that like and subscribe button. That would be awesome. Really appreciate you guys joining. And we'll be back tomorrow afternoon with a Giants wrap post game about 3:30. Kivnov, if you want to join, we'll put the link in.
Cool.
Feel free to join. But again, thank you, everybody, and have a great night.